So, guys, welcome. Want to invite you out to, want to welcome you out to our webinar tonight, how to explode your email marketing or email open rates, This is such an important thing, and I'm going to talk about it. In the old days, years and years ago, I would say in the late 1990s, early 2000s, you could put out emails and virtually anybody would open those emails. But you know how it is now. I mean, we get inundated with emails all over the place, and it's a different environment now. Email marketing is absolutely essential for internet marketing. And, whether we're talking about, a mom and pop store or a home business or a large company like Walmart, they all rely on email marketing. And so in order to stay competitive, there's a lot of little tips, tricks, and ideas that you can use. Now, in the old days, I say old days because, when I'm talking about the early 2000s, that doesn't seem like the old days to me. But in the old days of internet marketing, you could probably get away with a lot of stuff that you just can't do today. Spam filters are preventing all of that, and excuse me, and you can understand why. With so many people not doing marketing correctly, so many people thinking that spamming is the way to go. And and a lot of times marketers, especially newer marketers, are spamming and they don't even know it. And the mindset that I have about marketing online is that you have to learn how to sell without selling, and you'll know as we do this webinar today, you'll get a little bit better feel of that. So I don't try to sell people. I give them value. I give them opportunity to learn to do things in their own business, whatever that happens to be. So I'm going to give you value today, and whether you purchase or not, it's 100% okay with me. There's a system that we sell. There's a link over there somewhere on this page. If you want to check it out. I pass too. Now, but just want to let you know what my story is and why I'm qualified to speak on this subject. Those of you who've been following me over the last year or so, maybe 2 years, maybe even the last few months, you've noticed that I do a lot of teaching. Well, that's out of excuse me. There's an important reason for that. Several important reasons for that. Number one, I am a professional teacher. I teach at a couple of different colleges here in Utah, in Salt Lake City, Utah. And also, I love internet marketing. I started doing internet marketing many, many years ago in the late 1990s and early 2000s. I actually had a jewelry store online. And, back in those days, I'll tell you the truth, I just really didn't know how to market. Not many people knew how to market online. I put together a website, went through all the challenges associated with that. In the days when it was difficult to create a website, I actually had to learn how to do that from scratch. And one of the hardest things I ever had to do, but I took action in my business, and that jewelry business actually did well for about 13 years, 12 or 13 years. Jewelry prices or gold prices were low at that time, so it was pretty easy to sell jewelry. But as gold and silver started to skyrocket, especially about 5 years ago or so, gold prices went from $400 an ounce to $1,800 an ounce, and the writing was on the wall. People were starting to just sell their jewelry rather than buy it, and so I had to get out of that business. The interesting thing is, in all of the years that I had that jewelry business, we really didn't have definitive ways to scientifically market online. It provided a decent income for me over those years, but it was never consistent and it never grew past a certain point, not only because of the gold and silver issue, but also because internet marketing was in its infancy. Now, things have completely changed. And see, what happened is that when I gave up that jewelry business, at that time, I was actually a tile contractor. And when I was teaching on the side, and in the summers I would do tile, and But what happened in 2008, 2009? Well, you know what happened to the economy, and the real estate market just absolutely went through a terrible experience, and construction went along with it. I had to give that up. Well, I was in a situation where I had changed professions. I went into teaching college. I went from teaching high school basically to teaching college, and that was a good move for me. I enjoyed teaching, but the problem is that I was stuck in a situation where I didn't have a full-time salary, even with my college teaching. And I teach on an hourly basis between two different colleges. Now, what that means is that in the summer, I didn't have much of an income. My income was down 2/3 in the summer. Well, we were in a situation a couple of years ago, 2.5 years ago, where we had virtually nothing to live on in the summer because of this hourly situation, and very little hours. And it got so bad that even though I did save up a little bit of money to get me through the summer, but the problem was that I had an attorney that went over after my checking account. They took every dime that I had, and because of some late medical bills, they put a judgment on me and took everything I had out of the checking account. And boy, I'll tell you, I was in a tight situation. I didn't have the jewelry business. I didn't have the tile business to get me through the summer. I had nothing. And it got so freaking bad that I had to go to my church. I'm a Mormon, and I went to my church and I asked them to help me get through the summer with some food. So I did a food order. I was able to get food. I hated to have to do that. I am grateful. I'm very grateful that the church helped me out, and that's the wonderful part about this. But I just hated to have to go to my bishop to get help. And what happened is that later on in the summer, I continued to, well, during this summer, I continued to look for some way of market online. I knew that I could do something online, but I didn't really know how to do affiliate marketing or internet marketing like they do today. I knew the old ways, which were pretty archaic. And I got to tell you, 90%, probably 95% of what I've learned now has been over the last 2 years, really, and that's the truth. So to make the long story short, I started to implement the strategies within the first month of doing this internet marketing stuff, this brand new way that was absolutely foreign to me. Even though I had an experience, a little teeny bit, in the old ways really don't work that way anymore. Well, using these new techniques, the first month, brand new, I was able to make about $800. But man, that was a life changer for me. The next month, I made about $1,200. The next month after that, so 3 months into this, I made about $4,300, and then I started to consistently make $4,000 and $5,000 a month, and my highest month so far has been about $11,100. Life changer. It's not $1 million. I'm not making $30,000 and $40,000 a month. I believe I will, but it's a life changer for me. This is supplemental part-time income. Okay. And I'll tell you, when summer's hitting, and we're getting close to summer right now, this income has allowed me to get through the summer without the worry that I used to have. In fact, I think just yesterday, I earned something like $400 or $500. Just yesterday, I think a couple of days before that, I earned another $500. I think today I've earned $200 so far, just today. So altogether, last couple 2.5 years, I've earned something like about 54, 55. No, I got to add this up right. With the new system I passed to, I've actually earned about $54,000. With another system that I did, earned about $32,000. So about $82,000, $84,000, something like that, all together with this internet marketing stuff. So if you're online and you're learning how to do internet marketing, you absolutely can do it, but you have to follow some rules, some things that absolutely work. You can do internet marketing. So again, with those of you who happen to be kind of peeking in right now, maybe you're not part of our team. That's okay. I hope that you get a lot of value from what I'm going to teach you today, and I hope that you apply it in your own business, whatever that is. So with that in mind, there are some people that are on this webinar right now who maybe are on my list because you've been a part of Instant Payday Network, or maybe you're checking into Instant Payday Network. Some of you are on here because of Empower Network or iPass or some other system. I actually promote a couple of two or three different, actually 3 different systems right now. And so I've earned about $30,000 because of Instant Payday Network. Very grateful for that system. But I'm going to tell you the truth, okay? I just believe in being very honest and transparent with people. If you're here because of Instant Payday Network, I'm very grateful to that system. But I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't actively promote Instant Payday Network anymore because iPass 2 works so much better. Instant Payday Network worked very well when over the last couple of years. But the reality is that iPass 2 is a superior system. That's not taken away from Instant Payday Network because I didn't make great money there. But iPass 2 really is a superior system. It's not free like Instant Payday Network is. It doesn't cost like $47 a month. But it's absolutely been the best system that I've ever seen for making money online. So I'm going to go ahead and go right to the content right now, just so that you know where I'm coming from, my own story. Now, I want to let you know just a second. I want to see if anything's okay. Looks like we're doing okay on the webinar. Got a bunch of people on here right now. So just want to let you know, okay, this is very important. I want to take care of some real quick business for about 30 seconds here. And first of all, I want to welcome those of you who are just, maybe just peeking over the shoulders, checking out to see, what this webinar is about. And I'm going to give you value, whether you decide to join our system or not. That's okay. I want to give you the value that you need. Now, just so that you know, this is my vision for my team. Okay, my vision for you guys, and I'm honest about this, is to help 500 people right now on this webinar. Some of you might have to catch this the next day because you're in England or whatever. But my vision is to help 500 people earn $4,000 a month or more. Because, why did I pick that number? Because when I reached 4,000, actually 4,300, my third month, it made all the difference in the world. I was able to go to ball games with my father, who's 85. I was able to take my sons to ball games. I'm talking about professional ball games where the tickets are expensive. My dad, he has no fear. He's a real strong individual, but he has one fear. He has fear of heights. I made the mistake the first time of taking him up to nosebleed heaven at the Utah Jazz basketball game with my boys, and it scared the daylights out of him. So the next time I took him, I decided I'm not going to do this again. I'm going to take him down on way down below. I was able to get 7th row tickets to the Utah Jazz game with my dad. He was 84 years old. He's still alive, but I don't know how long he's going to be with us. So I wanted to do something fun. That's something that I couldn't have done, a couple of years ago when I was going through all those challenges with, not having anything to get me through the summer. So it's neat to be able to do stuff like that. So that's my vision for my team, is to help 500 people hit $4,000 a month or more in their business. So let's talk about this stuff right now. First of all, real quickly, very, very quickly, I wanted to shout out to our new team members real quickly. So please bear with me if you're not on my team. But I want to welcome those who have just joined in the last couple of weeks or so. Let's see, Josh, Kurt, Bo, Robert, if you're on here, congratulations. I hope that you get a ton of value from this. Stephen, Norman, James Allen, Chris, Tony, Christopher, Daniel, Whitley, Fred, excuse me, Abdul, let's see, Denny, Dar, John, Joe, Flippy, Mike, Marku, Robert, Dina, Deanna. So anyway, welcome, guys. And I just want to mention something from last week. We have something going on right now where I'm offering some free training, 3 different training modules. unique training marketing modules, traffic getting modules for people who join our team. Just want to let you know about that. We already have 6 spots so far that have been taken, and if you click the button over on the right, it's a $7 trial offer. If you click the button and join just for the trial offer, I'm going to be giving you that free traffic getting training. Okay, 3 different modules. So it's just so that you know about that before the the deadline for that is actually midnight tonight. So midnight tonight Eastern time. Okay. So anyway, 6 spots already filled up. I could only do 10. So we only have room for 4 more. So anyway, let's go ahead now. I'm going to get right to the content of what we're going to do. That introduction took a little bit longer than I planned on. You probably noticed that my sound is probably a little bit crackly. You'll have to excuse me for that. But as soon as I go into the slide share, the screen share portion, this sound is going to improve considerably. Okay, so I'm going to go there right now. Okay. Give me just a second. I want to make sure that we're up and going here. This is this stuff that I'm going to show you is so important. I can't overemphasize it. It's so important. You know, email marketing, if you're doing marketing in any way on the internet, there's a lot of ways to make money online. But email marketing, there is no option. You have got to do it, okay? The money is in the list. Those of you who were on my webinar last week know how important it is to do email marketing, okay? So, how to explode your email open rates. We're going to get a little bit technical, not very much, but a little. Actually, the word is analytical. We're going to get a little bit analytical today, but the cool thing is that with new email marketing systems that are out there like Aweber and GetResponse, they've made it so much easier. It really is not a complicated scenario. There's some things that you have to learn though about how to explode your email open rates. You can't just hope that all of your emails are going to get open because most of them are not. Okay, but there's a lot of things that you could do to increase the likelihood. So now, what I'd like you to do at this time, I've spent a lot of time putting together some actual statistics and proof of what I'm going to teach you right now. Okay, not only from me, but from experts that are making millions of dollars. Okay, I'm going to mention a few of them today. So what I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you to stay 100% focused on what I'm going to show you. Close the door, take a pen and paper. Close Facebook, close your email. Close all of your distractions. I got to tell you, probably the biggest challenge that people have online, excuse me, when they're actually doing their business, is that we're actually in the ADD generation, is what I call it. Because even for those of us who are older, who've been around way before the internet, it's the most distracting thing in the world. And you've got to, as you're doing your marketing, you've got to close all distractions and focus only on your marketing. So I'm going to ask you to focus on this training right now because it's going to make all of the difference in the world for you, and take some copious notes. Now, what I'm going to do is in a couple of days, I'm actually going to post a document on or the text of this on my blog. So in a couple of days, you'll have the links that you need and the resources that I'm going to show here, and it's going to be on workwithjacklater.com. You can see my email, my URL there at the bottom. So you can write that down, workwithjacklater.com, and in a couple of days, I'll have the transcript for this right there on my blog. You can read it and study it and review it because I'm going to go really fast here. I've spent a lot of time in this intro, and I need to get moving. Okay, my question is do you get frustrated because your open weights are way too low? if you're new at internet marketing, you may experience this at first, but there's ways of preventing this. Are you looking for the one magic trick that will get people to open and buy your stuff? Well, you're going to make a lot more money from internet marketing if you're doing email marketing. I'm going to show you some proof here in a minute about that. But so the important thing is don't, there's a mind shift that has to happen here. Don't think I can't do this stuff. Okay. You can do this. Okay. Say, how can I? Don't say I can't. That's the biggest mind block in the world. Say, how can I? And I don't care what business you're talking about or whether it's online or offline. This is a major, major mind shift. And that's the attitude that I have. I think I could do virtually anything. Okay. Might take me a little bit longer than most people, but I could do anything if I put my mind to it. Solving this problem is possible if you're willing to put the pieces of the puzzle together. Okay. So I'm going to show you what those pieces are, and we'll talk about that. Okay. Here's the rules of the game. Okay. I'm going to give you 43 puzzle pieces. But it's your job to take action and simply put those pieces of the puzzle of email marketing together. Okay. So, are you up to the challenge? Okay. You can do this. Okay. You ever put together a huge puzzle? Sometimes it can be a challenge. Okay. But this puzzle is actually fairly easy to put together if you have the attitude of how can I, and I am going to take action on this. Okay. It's not rocket science. Okay, now, so what does the winner get? Okay, well, it's your own business. The winner gets to earn a bunch of money when they put this puzzle together. Okay, so let's look at the puzzle pieces right now. Okay, I'm going to go kind of fast on this, but this was kind of interesting. Sales attributed to emails represent 37% of total revenue of QuickSprout.com. I don't know if you know them or not, but QuickSprout is owned by Neil Patel. He's a multi-millionaire whose only business is internet marketing and email marketing. 37%. That's more than a third of his business. It comes from email alone. Okay. In his article, 5 Reasons Why You Can't Make Your Email Marketing Work, Neil Patel talks about five significant things that will contribute to email marketing success. And I want you to know what those are now, because Neil Patel is an absolute expert in this field. He's not associated with my company. I don't make any money by talking about Neil Patel or any of the other websites that I'm going to tell you about today. But they have a huge presence in this industry, and they know how to make money online. Incidentally, guys, Neil Patel is probably only about 32 years old. Absolutely amazing. Okay, piece number 1, segment your list. Okay, in other words, stop putting all of your prospects into one list. For example, a list that markets to CrossFit people should not be mixed with home business seekers. Now, incidentally, those of you who are brand new to using auto email responders, I did a segment on that last week. On last week's webinar, and you can just go to my website and you can find information about that. You could also look up like Get Response or Aweber on Google. Do a Google search and you can learn how to create your own list. They're not difficult. Okay. Now, the first email you send out should be a short introductory email. Okay. The email should set expectations of what type of content you're going to send your subscribers and how often. This way, they won't be surprised by the frequency of your emails, okay? That's important. Now, sometimes I'll even do that in a video before they even subscribe, and I'll let them know that I look forward to sending them massive value that will help them out in their business. And I tell them that they're going to be receiving value on a frequent basis. And depending on what list it is, it could be a couple of times a week, could be 3 days a week. Sometimes it's 5 days a week. It really depends on the kind of value that I'm giving in the list that I have. Okay. Number 2, frequency. If you send too often, you'll get more unsubscribes. On the other hand, sending inconsistently or infrequently, your readers will stop anticipating your email. So it's a fine line, okay? Believe it or not, sending an email every day can absolutely make a huge difference in your business, but it depends on your list and what you're sending them. And if those people are really anticipating quality stuff from you, and if you do send them quality stuff, every day can be the ticket, okay? I know multimillionaire marketers that send out emails on a daily basis, but it's only because they're sending out good value, okay? Well, here comes the third piece, value. I keep talking about it. The content must be unique and useful if possible. Okay, don't send out rehashed emails or blog posts, not rehashed ones. If you're going to send out an old blog post, let time pass by at least 6 or 8 months. Now, excuse me. On the other hand, there's nothing wrong with putting out an older high converting blog post in your follow-up emails for your new subscribers. Okay, so your new subscribers who haven't seen a particular blog post, you could actually put that as a follow-up in your follow-up email messages. And what I actually do is as I'm emailing out on a daily and a weekly basis, I'll keep track of my open rates, and the emails that have the highest open rates, I will actually include those in on my follow-ups, okay? That's a little golden nuggets there. You can put your highest converting emails in your follow-up emails so that you don't have to keep resending those out manually. Piece number 4, share personal stories. Personal stories are going to build great relationships with your subscribers, but be sure to bridge the gap between you and your reader. Talk about your reader and their needs. The focus should be on them. Now, emailing is a personal thing. Too many marketers that are brand new have made email marketing such a spammy thing that they don't even know who their subscribers don't know who they are very well. And so you need to make these personal as much as you can. Controversy, okay? Talk about a high-profile figure, for example, that you disagree with, or about something controversial. These email pieces are going to be the ones that probably will get forwarded the most. Now, wouldn't it be cool if people started to forward those emails to their friends or family or business associates because it's some controversial subject? I talk more about controversy and polarizing subjects on my 27 email marketing superstar strategies. That's on my blog. And that was actually the topic that I covered last week. So, guys, make sure every week, I hope you're getting value from this. You should be. And last week, I gave you a ton of value. So make sure to be on those webinars every week. And I promise, if you're on those webinars, I'm going to give you a value that you're going to be able to implement and make money on by implementing those strategies, okay? Remember words that set off spam alert, okay? Don't worry about writing these down. I'll have these on my blog in a couple of days. But you could just, as you glance through those, you could see why they would be considered spam. You don't want to make your emails look selly, okay? It goes back to selling without selling. Don't make it look so salesy. Words like free and free leads and money and make money, fast cash, stuff like that, multi-level marketing, those words are going to be a spam alert, and it's not going to get through, okay? So do everything that you can to avoid it. One little trick that I do sometimes is if I do have something free that I offer, and I offer free tips and tricks and ideas all the time in my emails, sometimes I'll put a period or an underscore or something between the letters FREE if I'm using the word free, or maybe you could use some other symbol between the F and the R. I see a lot of good marketers that will do that. Free is a hot button, but it's also a trigger for spam. So you have to be careful how you use that. If you get an email from me and it has the word F*REE, is because I don't want to get caught in spam, but I do want to provide you with some free stuff, some free marketing tips or ideas or tools or whatever. So what are the basics? Okay, here's puzzle piece number 7. Avoid red in your email. Okay, number 8, avoid using exclamation marks, especially in the subject lines. Avoid all uppercase letters in your subject lines and body. In fact, I got to tell you, if you use all lowercase letters, they actually do better. There's no, I mean, you can use all lowercase with no uppercase, and the conversion rates are actually higher. Piece number 10, avoid misleading subject lines. Make sure that the subject line is congruent with the body. Be sure that misleading, for example, misleading subjects are a big part of the spam algorithm email marketers or email providers use, okay, like Google and Yahoo and others. They have ways of comparing the subject lines with the bodies, and if they're not congruent, there's a good possibility that it might end up in the spam folder. Okay, number 11, personalizing the subject line. So please, yes, personalize the subject line when you can. This will virtually guarantee higher open rates. In other words, use the person's name if you can. Subject lines containing the first name of the subscribers always perform better than emails without. Number 12, don't link too much. 2 or 3 links are ideal. In other words, in the body of the email, don't put a ton of links in there. 2 or 3 is max, okay? Now, I want to say something about personalizing the subject line. I realize often you may get an email that doesn't have your name in it. Well, there's a couple of reasons for that. There's some captured page techniques that have shown that you can actually get a higher opt-in rate if you don't ask for a person's email. So you have to kind of walk a little bit of a tightrope there. If you're able to get an email and still have a higher opt-in rate, then that's probably better. Some of you who are on my list, sometimes I don't put an email in there. Sometimes I do. It really depends on which funnel you came from. But as a marketer, if you can, you want to put the person's name in that subject line. And with Aweber and GetResponse and other auto email responders, they have a very easy way for you to put the person's name in there. Number 13, include unsubscribe links. Okay, you want to give people the chance to unsubscribe. If you're going to make it difficult for those people to unsubscribe, they're going to get upset. They're going to, they're going to complain to their ISPs, and the ISP will block you. Can you imagine getting blocked by Google? You don't want to do that, okay? I get them every now and then by marketers, and it drives me crazy. You might even want to put that unsubscribe link at the top of the email. That is an option. I don't always do that, but sometimes I do. Number 14, delete unopened subscriber email addresses. Now, why do I care about that? Well, if people don't open your emails, they are more likely to end up in spam boxes, even though the recipients don't mark your email as spam, okay? Because the service providers, the ISPs, know if their subscribers are opening or not, and so it could end up in spam folders because of that. So what I do is I clean. In fact, I did it yesterday. I actually had about 5,000 opt-ins on my list, and I went and cleaned it up, and I think I only have about 25 or 2,900 opt-ins right now. But those are clean opt-ins that have opened. And what I'll do is I'll go through my list about once every 2 or 3 months, and I'll delete the people who have not opened an email for the last 3 months. So there's no use keeping them on. So if you have a clean list, you're a lot less likely to be put into spam. And your email providers have easy ways of doing that. And let me mention something right here before I forget. This is really important. If you don't know how to do something with an auto email responder, don't go to your sponsor, whoever that is. You don't need to. You'll take up his time. He's really there to help you build your business, but he's not technical support. Go to your auto email responder. For example, GetResponse and Aweber have phenomenal, wonderful support. They're better at it than I am. So go to them and trust them. If you don't know how to delete an unopened subscriber from your list, call them up and ask them, how do I get rid of all of my unsubscribes? And they'll show you exactly how to do it. It's easy. Okay. Number 15, you also want to delete bounce backs. So if an email address is no good, let's get rid of them. Okay. And you get rid of those bounce backs the same way that you get rid of unopens. Okay. If an email bounces back, remove that email address from your list. Treat your list like it's gold. Not only the people themselves, which are very important, but also the mechanics that I'm talking about right now. Deleting bounce backs and deleting opens or unopens. I'm sorry. You don't want to delete an open. Deleting unopens and deleting bounce backs. If you don't take care of your list, your emails will not be delivered to the prospects' inboxes. Okay. Okay. Did you know? Now here's some numbers right here. Very, very important. A little segue here. 66% of all customers over the age of 15 made a purchase through an email nationally. Okay. 91% of customers check their email at least once per day. 33% of emails are open because of the subject line alone. Subject line are very important. That's why I'm going to talk a little bit more about it today. And these are stats that are provided by quicksprout.com. This is Neil Patel's organization. They actually specialize in internet marketing analytics. And so this is very accurate information. This is, I believe this is 2015 data. Okay, number 16, piece number 16 of the puzzle. Some optimal words for subject lines. This isn't all the words, obviously, but these are a bunch of them that I've used a lot and have worked for a lot of other people. And so you can just kind of glance through those. You'll see those on my blog in a couple of days. So make sure to go to workwithjacklater.com in a couple of days, and I'll have those up on my blog. Don't worry about going there now, please. But let's just stay focused on this. A couple of other things. More things about subject lines. Because it accounts for 33% of emails being opened, we want to talk a little bit more about subject lines. Use action, urgency, and friendly words. Use emotion, content indicators, and lists. In other words, top 10 lists, top 5 lists. You can see more about that on my 27 email marketing strategies. That was the training that I did last week for you, and that's also on my blog. Be ultra specific. Don't repeat subject lines from one email to the next. In other words, don't send out 2 emails in a row to the same list that have the same subject lines. There is ways of sending out a similar email, but you need to change the subject line, and you're going to have to change the body a little bit too if you want to send out the same kind of email. Use enticing subject lines. I really like this acronym. Remember the acronym CPUQ, okay? In your subject lines, these are hot buttons, okay? Controversy, power words, urgency, questions, okay? CPUQ, that's how I say it, CPUQ. Controversy, power words, urgency, questions. Okay, number 18, piece number 18. Keep the subject lines in lowercase letters. Give me a second here, guys. I'm going to get a drink of water. It looks like somebody's trying to Skype me. I'm going to have to ignore that. Sorry, Dave. If you're trying to Skype me, I need to finish up with this webinar. Maybe you could talk to me after the webinar and send me another Skype at that time. Dave Fulmer is an individual. I believe they got all in with our company, and wonderful, neat, awesome individual. Anyway, keep the subject lines in lowercase. Lowercase actually, it converts better. Your friends are more likely to use lowercase because they're in a hurry. They're not concerned about how accurate their letters are going to be most of the time. So use it. It works. Sometimes I'll send out an email with no capital at the beginning of a sentence. But I don't know why it works. It just does. Piece number 19. Create an engaging, casual, and personal subject line. Use emotion when possible. Emotion is a very important trigger. People buy on emotion more often than they do with logic, believe it or not. They might back it up with logic later on, but more people buy on emotion. Piece number 20, test your subject lines. You can do this. If your email provider has a split testing option, use it. Try split testing 2 different subject lines, okay? Next, here's a sneaky little trick, and I talked a little bit about it earlier. This is kind of cool. See, if you want to increase your open rates, one thing that you can do is you could create a temporary list segment, okay, for a particular email message that separates people who do not or who did not open that particular email the first time. So what you could do is you could send the same email out a second time, use a different subject line though, change the body a little bit, but you can send out that email a second time to these other people, okay? You can get extra mileage from the same email this way. You can learn more about these tricks on my post called How to Increase Your Email Open Rate. That's also on my blog. You might want to write that name down and then do a search for it on my blog. There is a search bar on my blog, incidentally, that will allow you to search. So anyway, it works, especially if you have an email that's very, very important, very critical. You may want to do this little trick. And it's one other thing that you can do to increase your open rates. Just make sure that you're sending that to people who didn't already open, okay? But you could do that with by segmenting your list in Aweber or GetResponse. I'm not sure about the other email providers, but I know that those 2 providers will allow you to do this. Again, if you're not sure how to make this kind of a list of people that are no opens, then just call support, okay? This is probably about as technical as it gets, but it's not really that hard. They'll walk you through it, and it's very easy. Piece number 21. Write as if you're talking to your best friend, okay? Don't you want the best for your people anyway? You know, if you don't want the best for your people, you may as well not even be in the business, okay, or any other business. Work somewhere else, okay, and do a regular job. But write as if you're talking to your best friend and make it sincere. Be sincere. Use the recipient's first name in your opening if you can. Then write your message as if you were writing to your best friend. Now, remember, you don't have to put everybody's name in, manually. That's not even necessary. Your auto email responder will do that for you at the click of a button. Piece number 22, write quality content, okay? High quality emails less frequently is one of the best ways to keep your open rates high. In other words, if you have high quality stuff, people are going to want to open it, right? Okay, piece number 23. The from line. Okay, when you open up your emails and you see a person's name on the from line on the left, that should be a personal name. Don't put a company name there. Okay, keep it personal. Emails are personal. For example, I'll tell you a real good example. David Wood, multimillionaire owner of Empower Network, uses David Wood in his from line. I get him all the time, and I always open his emails. But he doesn't use the word Empower Network in his email campaigns. He keeps it personal, and he knows how to write these emails in a personal way. And those of you who know David Wood, if you know him well, you know that he truly does care about his people. And he cares about the people that he's doing business with and helping. Number 24, don't make your emails like a brochure. Oh, heaven forbid. Plain text converts better. I realize that Aweber and GetResponse have some really awesome and fancy templates. Don't use them. Believe it or not, they don't convert very well. When I first started, I used to use them, but when I learned this one little trick, and it's not just me that does this, the top earners in internet marketing right now, the multimillionaires, I never see a template come from them. At least I don't remember any. And I'm on a lot of people's lists right now. Okay, puzzle piece number 25. Keep your emails mobile friendly. Your email providers give you, most of them, at least I know that GetResponse does this, you can check to see if it's mobile friendly or not. Roughly 74% of smartphone users, for example, use their phone to check email. Mobile currently represents 51% of all email opens. Many auto email providers allow you to test your email for mobile friendliness. Okay, piece number 26, create quality content. I talked about value earlier. The most ideal way to improve your email open rates is to send compelling emails that are relevant to the reader's needs, okay? It's another reason why you don't want to send an email for dog training to people who are interested in stamp collecting. Okay, you can send a short, compelling email that links to a blog post. Okay, or you can provide the content directly. I prefer to send them to my blog. I usually send a real short email, kind of a teaser, giving them a reason to go to my blog and check out the value content that's there. Sometimes it's a lot of content on the blog. Sometimes it's really short. Okay, you can do that. It doesn't have to be a huge training like I'm doing right now. It could be something as simple as a 4-minute video, or it could be a motivational blog that comes from Anthony Robbins or something like that, or maybe a video from Anthony Robbins or one of these guys. So it doesn't have to be a complicated thing. It could be a simple tip, but something that's going to help them out in your niche or in their business. Piece number 27, offer something valuable in every email you send. Don't just send, buy. Include tips and tricks, industry research. Don't pitch so much. Remember the 80-20 rule, okay? Send value 80% of the time and 20% pitch. In fact, most of the time, I'd say 90-10 is what I normally do. 90% value, 10% pitch. Excuse me. Survey your list. What are your subscribers looking for? Ask them. Just survey them. You can do this every now and then. You can create surveys for your email list by using a simple tool called SurveyMonkey. Write this down, okay? SurveyMonkey.com. And check it out later on. SurveyMonkey is really easy. It has an easy-to-use tool. You simply send your list a link to the survey that you created in SurveyMonkey. SurveyMonkey creates that link for you, and you can put it in the email. SurveyMonkey compiles all the results in an easy-to-use format. You can segment your list based on products, interests, likes, etc. Based on that. Now, SurveyMonkey you can actually do it for free. They do have a free subscription. It's limited to a certain extent, but for brand new marketers, and I think most people that are on this webinar right now are probably new, you could use SurveyMonkey for free. Number 29, piece number 29, limit list sizes, segment when needed. As your email list grows by the thousands, email open rates decline drastically. And that's just a numbers thing, just because of the number that you're selling. So a lot of reasons to get that list size down. Another great reason to delete the unopens and the bounce backs. How does the smaller list improve conversions? In a recent article by Neil Patel, one email marketer he knew trimmed off almost 90% of his list after cleaning it up, but doubled his conversions. Okay. So it's compelling how that actually can work. In fact, I just noticed this yesterday when I cleaned up my list just yesterday. I got rid of a couple, like I said earlier, I got rid of a couple of thousand dead emails. And the last email that I sent out on this particular webinar, it actually increased my open rate on that particular, just that one email, by 1% I know that doesn't sound like a big deal, but it could mean an extra, $500 or $1,000 on a particular email. And now that's only one email. I haven't ran my emails for the next 5 or 10 weeks to really see how it's going to do. One email alone is not statistically significant, but I have noticed an increase. Piece number 30, get mobile optimized. According to Diary.com, 43% of all emails worldwide are opened on mobile devices as of April 2014. It's been about a year. It's probably more than that now. I know that my wife checks her email on her mobile all the time, and a year ago she didn't. So I bet you this has gone up. They also recommend the following to increase your open rates. This is interesting. Offer real value consistently. Okay. ILT to more money. This is a favorite phrase of mine. Invest, learn, teach. I buy information products. I buy products that teach me how to do my business. Okay. And then I go around and when I learn it, I go and teach it. In fact, I'm teaching a lot of it right now. Most of this stuff I've been doing, but some of it I'm starting to implement just because of what I've learned very recently. Okay. Once people understand that you care and truly provide high quality information, they'll be looking forward to your products and your recommendations. Nothing will get you marked as spam or unsubscribed quicker than pounding your list with join, buy. Stop it. Okay. Remember the 80-20 rule. That you've got to create trust with that list. They're not your grandma or your uncle or your brother or your sister. It takes time to develop trust. Some people will buy right away, but most people will not buy it right away. It takes anywhere from 7 to 10 exposures or more before people actually trust you enough before they buy. So 80-20 rule. Create a soap opera. This is an option. I know that some people do this very well. These are fun because you get to sharpen your storytelling skills. What I call it story selling. Basically, you build up anticipation by giving the impression you're about ready to reveal some outstanding information that always makes them wait until tomorrow by coming back around to the beginning of your story. It leaves them hanging to the end. Leave them hanging to the end of your email, and they will start to anticipate your next email. In fact, they will probably be upset if you don't send them the next email. I know a guy that does this very, very well. I don't do this very much. In fact, I probably will start implementing it a little bit more. I want to be able to give people value, though. That's the important thing. You don't want to just tell a story to tell a story, but I know a guy that makes multi-millions just using this one technique alone. Okay, piece number 33. Remain consistent with delivery time. And we'll get into that here in a minute so that people will start anticipating your emails more often, especially if you're providing good value. Number 34. Check your spam score with your auto email service. All of them provide this, all of the ones that I know at least. An ideal spam score should be 0 to 8. In other words, having a 0 is the best thing. This is according to activecampaign.com. Excuse me, piece number 35. We're getting to the end here. I appreciate you guys sticking with me right to the end. In fact, I'm going to, the most important stuff, believe it or not, I should have mentioned this earlier, but the most important tip or tips that I'm going to give you are going to be wrapped up at the very, very end with one slide share. Okay. One slide. Okay. Now so stick with me. I'm almost done. Piece number 35, ask your subscribers to add your from address to their address book. In other words, you want them to whitelist you. Okay. Ask your internet provider how you whitelist, but putting a simple line of text in your email asking your subscribers to add your from email address to their contact list can improve delivery rates in the future. Okay. Now, this is really important. A lot of you guys are using Gmail. I know that you are because this is a Google Hangout, and I know that I know how many people are on from Gmail. If you have Gmail, I want you to do this. If you see one of my emails, for example, do me a favor. I want to continue to send you the value that you need. Take my email and move it. If it's in the spam folder or the promotions folder, move it from promotions to your inbox. Okay, please do that. But you want to ask your subscribers to move if they have Gmail, ask them to move your email from the promotions box to your inbox. Gmail just started this dumb promotions folder about a year ago, and it's hurt some internet marketers. Gmail is making decisions for you is what they're doing. And it's really weird because a lot of times you'll get stuff in your spam folder or your promotions folder that you really do want, okay? So I would recommend that you move it. The promotions folder is another spam folder, really. Piece number 36, send a split campaign with different subject lines to compare results, okay? Have a clear business objective. To be successful at anything, you need to know why you are doing it. So do a split campaign. Now, you can do a split campaign with the auto email responders, and you can send half of your list, one email, half the list, and different email with a different subject line. That way that the people won't get the same email twice, and you can look at your results. You could probably even split your list in half and do a quarter and a quarter, and then whichever email does the best, you can ramp that up to the other half. So anyway, just do split testing. Nurture your subscribers. This is really important. Companies that make nurturing their list a priority generate 50% more sales from leads at a 33% reduction in cost. Okay, this is according to Help Scout. Okay, Help Scout found that making time to nurture your leads produced 21% increased open rate for the email marketing campaign. See how important it is to have value. See how important it is if you're paying money for leads, for example, it could cost you a lot of money. If you're doing free marketing, it's going to cost you a lot more work. But if you can nurture your subscribers, it's going to be 33% in reduction of your costs, and you're going to get 33% more sales. Okay, so that's why relationship marketing is fundamental to a winning email campaign. To increase your email open rate, you must be committed to strengthening the rapport between you and your subscribers. You must nurture them, share, communicate, connect with them as a true friend. Give them honest information. Give them good information. Give them stuff. I mean, if you have a passion, maybe you're a basketball enthusiast. You could give them stats and scores and give them all kinds of cool stuff that they can use and get excited about. Number 38, an email subject line with 4 to 15 characters gets the best open rates according to unbounce.com. Piece number 37, short descriptive lines work best. Don't overcomplicate your email subject lines. Get straight to the point, and your subscribers will immediately decide to take action. In other words, they'll open up your emails, and then you could sell from there. Now, you want to give them value, obviously. It's not always sell, right? Piece number 40. I really like this. Use these 5 key elements to curve your subject line, okay? In other words, to increase your open rates. Curiosity, urgency, relevancy, value, and emotion. It's worth memorizing, guys. Curve. Curiosity, urgency, relevancy, value, emotion. Curiosity, urgency, relevancy, value, and emotion. Please use it, okay? You're going to get people to open so much more if you do that. Curiosity. What are they missing out on? If they don't click, let them know. Let them know what they're going to miss out on. Urgency. If they don't act by 12 p.m., what are they going to miss out on? For example, this is true. I am providing free training for those of you who click on the iPass link on the right and check it out. It's $7 for just a trial membership to iPass. You can have access to that, see if it works for you. It's phenomenal, but you have till 12 o'clock tonight because that offer is going to go away. It's going to be 3 different, 3 different modules that I'm providing for free. There's a lot of people in iPass who just don't even offer anything like this. I'm qualified to offer. I know how to get leads online. I'm going to show you how to do it in those 3 modules. So, but you have to act before 12 o'clock. And I'm only offering this to 10 people. Okay. Six have already taken advantage, and I only have 4 more spots left. I don't know how many people are on this webinar right now, but you need to take advantage of that while you can before that's gone. Relevancy. Is your subject line relevant to your body? Is your email relevant to why they subscribed in the first place? If so, your open rate will gradually improve. Excuse me. Value. Relevant information must always be valuable and deliver what you promise your recipients. The subject line is the most effective place to show that value. Emotion. We talked about that before. Research from Fuel Design shows that customers buy stuff based on emotion 80% of the time. Okay? Are you going to ignore it? No, you don't want to ignore it. Very important. 2 examples. Just a couple of examples of headlines, okay? Got to have your headlines right. For example, tips to help keep your taxes organized all year round. Okay, let's try the new one, the fresh one. 2 smart tips to keep your taxes organized easily. Well, why is the second one better? The new subject line is shorter and appeals to the reader's vanity with the word smart in it. Okay, we should include that word smart in our list that we had above. I don't remember if it's on there or not. If you want to see multiple examples of compelling subject lines, check out my post last that's called 27 Email Marketing Superstar Strategies. That's the webinar that I did last week, okay? I have it all in writing over there, the links and everything, and the examples that I have there. Hopefully you had a chance to see that last week, and if not, you can check it out there. Dear John, hi John, or hi. Which one of those is going to be working better? Piece number 41. Avoid using the word dear in the subject line. MailChimp advises you instead use a person's given name, full name, last name, or for effective personalization. Personally, guys, the first name is going to be the best, okay? Piece number 42. Ask open-ended questions in your emails, in the subject line, that is. You can even ask open-ended questions in your subject line. I ask questions all the time in my subject line in a way that will get them to want to open up. And you can see a couple of examples there. We're almost done here, guys. Timing is key. Midweek emails, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, or even Thursdays get the best open rates. This is a really awesome piece right here. Personally, my email open rates follow kind of a bell-shaped curve with Wednesday at the top of the curve. It tends to be low on Monday, then the curve hits the peak on like Wednesday and Thursday, and then it drops off drastically on Friday and Saturday. It comes up a little bit on Sunday, but it's about a bell-shaped curve. According to Marketing C.U.R.V.E, the peak open times are between 8 a.m. to 9 p.m., 3 p.m. to 4, 8 p.m. to 9. Check out Marketing C.U.R.V.E's infographic right here below. Check this out, guys. You got to check this out. These are the times of day that are on the bottom. And you can see that we've got like 6 a.m. here. A peak time is between 8 and 9 right here. Another peak time around 3. Another peak time around 8 or 9 o'clock. Now, what they recommend is that you schedule your emails about an hour before, no later than an hour before. It could be 2 hours before. You know, you have to remember that you've got time zone changes, and you have to take that into account. But if you can, no later than an hour before. So if I want to meet the peak time here between 8 and 9, I'm going to send my email somewhere around like 6:30 in the morning, right in here, so that we have these opening right in this area here, this area here, or this area here. Personally, I like the morning time. I don't send them out during the day at other times. Usually, I did today because I did have a webinar that started at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, and so I did send out a couple this evening in this category here. But on my other days, I actually try to pick somewhere between about 6:30 or 7 a.m. My time. Lesson. Schedule emails to land the inbox no later than 1 hour before the top open times. And here they are again, if you want to write these down. Again, my favorite is between 8 and 9 a.m. Now, again, 1 hour before that. So we're talking about 6:30 a.m. Now, you don't have to get up at 4 a.m. to do this. You could do it the night before and just set your auto email responder for that. Conclusion. Now that you have the pieces of the puzzle together, take action and put them together. You have the pieces, right? You have 40-some pieces there. Now, you don't have to have all of the pieces. I realize there's a lot of pieces of the puzzle, but the more that you can put together, okay, the better picture you're going to have, okay? The better picture for the ISPs that are going to decide whether to keep your email or not. Only you can finish the puzzle, though, okay? I've given you all the pieces. Put the puzzle together. Now, this is the number one takeaway. I showed these earlier, okay? This is the most powerful part of this whole email, okay, or this whole webinar. If you don't remember anything else, okay, at least remember these. Write them down, okay? CPUQ and C.U.R.V.E. CPUQ and C.U.R.V.E. Controversy, power words, urgency, questions. C.U.R.V.E. Curiosity, urgency, relevancy, value, and emotion. It would be well for you to just memorize those tonight, okay? Treat this as if you're getting an A in a college class, and take it very, very seriously. You will make more money if you do this stuff, okay? I can't promise how much you'll make. Nobody can do that. But I'll tell you, you'll make a lot more money if you keep all of these in mind. Because like we said before, over 33% of your income is probably going to be coming from email. And it's got to be done professionally, okay? Now, let me end with this, okay? Hope you got a lot of value from the information that I've covered today. I've spent a lot of hours putting that information together for you. I hope, whatever business you're in, even if you're not in my team, even if you decide not to join us, that's okay. I want you to have access, and I want you to know, and I want you to have success in whatever business you have. Guys, there's too many people in the world right now who are absolutely struggling like I was. I want you to have success in whatever business that you're in, whatever business that you choose to be in. Now, if you want access to the same system I use to make money online, I'm real excited about it. Click the iPass 2 button on the right. We only have 4 more spots left. Click on it right now, and what you'll get is you'll get a free access. I'm sorry, you'll get not free access. It's $7 access for 7 days. If you decide to keep it, it's going to be $47 a month. It's been the best system I've ever used to make money online. It's even better than the iPass system that I'm very grateful for, but it's superior, okay? Absolutely superior. You can see my income proof below there. This is a screenshot that I did just today. You can see over there on the left, just today, I've already made $200. The day's not over with yet. Yesterday, I made $462. So far, about $54,000. And again, that doesn't include what I earned in the Instant Network system that I'm grateful for. But like I said before, as good as Instant Network was, iPass is superior. And I've said this 3 times, and that's why I'm promoting iPass so heavily right now, because it absolutely works. So guys, take action on iPass. But more importantly, for your business, take action on this stuff right here, okay? In whatever company you happen to be in, whatever business that you happen to be doing on the internet right now, take advantage and put those pieces of the puzzle together. I want you to succeed. I want to see 500 people in the next year earning $4,000 a month or more. You can absolutely do it. You have to take action. Is it going to be easy? No. Is it going to be free? No, it's not, okay? But is it going to be worth it? Yes, if you take action and believe in yourself enough to be consistent on a daily basis. Okay, this is a real business. Don't treat it like a lottery. Don't treat it like, you can't just put your toe in the water because you're afraid of trying something, okay? If you want to put your toe in the water, go to the beach and put your toe in real water. That sounds really facetious. I apologize for that, but it's the truth. You've got to treat your business like a real business. Daily action. Daily, it's about income producing activities. Sending an email out is an income producing activity. Writing a blog post, going on Facebook and providing value on Facebook is income producing activity. Okay, not surfing around, playing around, but income producing activities. So let me get back to my screen here and wrap this up. Okay, that was a long webinar, and I congratulate you for sticking with me right to the end. I realize there's a lot of content there. I don't apologize for it. It was a long webinar, but I hope that you got a ton of value. Those of you who were on the email marketing webinar last week, that's critical stuff. I got to tell you something, just a quick story before I end here. I had a leader on my team not too long ago that was doing very well, making thousands of dollars, and I was really happy for him. The only thing is that I just could not get him to convert over to an auto email responder early enough in his business. I encouraged him. Whenever we talked on the phone, I tried to get him to do an auto email responder, a simple step. And he probably lost thousands and thousands of dollars. Unfortunately, he ended up quitting because he just couldn't get the conversions that he was looking for. It's really too bad. An individual that could have been earning as much as me. He was marketing as much as me, but there was a difference between what he was doing and what I was doing. He was marketing on a daily basis. I believe that he was. I saw his stuff all the time. But he didn't have an auto email responder. He wasn't connecting with his list on a daily basis. I don't know how he made it without an auto email responder. I really don't. He barely made ends meet. I think that's why he ended up quitting, because he just didn't get the income that he needed. Well, it's too bad. He would have been making, I really believe he would have been doing just as well as me or better if he had an auto email responder. Guys, it's a simple step. These techniques are advanced techniques, actually. I've been sharing with you advanced stuff that most people don't even know about. Take action on it, okay? Take action on your business. What is the reason why you're doing this business, okay? Is it to make $50,000 a month or $50,000 a year supplemental income? Is it to make $11,000 in a single month, like I've been able to do, or $4,000 on my third month that I did myself? Is it to make $4,000 or $5,000? What is it? But you know what? I think the real reason is you don't really care as much about $5,000 or $10,000 a month. You probably think you do, but what's the $5,000 a month going to do for you? Or what's $10,000 a month going to do for you? What's it going to do for your life? Think about it that way in your business. Let that propel you. Is it maybe you want to bring your wife home from work? Maybe you haven't been able to provide for your kids the way you wanted to. Maybe you want to go on vacations more often. Maybe you just aren't able to provide the necessities of life like you do, like you need to. Maybe you're 10 years or 15 years from retirement. That's one of my whys. That's one of the reasons why I do this business, because I know in 15 years, I want to have a monthly residual income of $20,000 a month or more coming in without having to worry about where the money's going to come from. That propels me. What is your why? Is it because you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you're tired of not being able to cover your bills? Yeah, I've been there. I had a garnishment 2.5 years ago that ruined us in the summer. Maybe that's your reason. Maybe you're tired of not being able to pay your phone bill or your internet bill or your light bill even. Okay. That summer that that I had to go to my church and ask them for help for food, I also had to ask them to help pay my power bill. It got that bad. Are you tired of it? Is that what's going to propel you? I really don't think it's the $10,000 a month. I really don't. It's what that will buy. Maybe you want to take your kids to a professional basketball game, like I was able to do multiple times, including this year. Maybe it's taking your mother or your father or your wife to a real nice dinner, something you haven't been able to do for a long time. Just a couple of weeks ago, I took my mom to a real nice dinner for her birthday. I've also, I've been able to do other things that I wasn't able to do, 2.5 years ago when I had a garnishment. So, what is your reason? Is it so that you could take care of your parents who are aging? Maybe your parents aren't that old yet, but what's going to happen 20 years from now when they're aging and they really need your help? I got to end with this. I didn't even plan on sharing this with you. My parents right now are 80 and 85, 81 and 85, almost 86. Okay, they're both alive. They have a lot of needs. And a lot of my time, believe it or not, is not just with internet marketing. A lot of my time is spent in taking care of my parents right now. I have 5 kids, so I have a lot of responsibilities for my kids. I have responsibilities at my church because I'm active in my church. But I spend a lot of time helping my parents out, okay? But I'm able to do that because of my business, okay? There's seldom a week that goes by that I don't drive over to help my parents with a doctor's appointment or a dental appointment. Both of them have cancer. My dad's got terminal cancer. My mom has had breast cancer. Right now she's in remission. But because of their ages, they're constantly at a doctor's office. I got to tell you the reason why I'm always there. And the reason is this. My parents were always there for me. When I was 2 years old, I had a life-threatening congenital problem. But the doctors told me that if I didn't take care of it, it was an intestinal problem. It's called Meckel's diverticulitis. And the doctor said that if I didn't have this treated, I wouldn't live past 12. And so my mom, there were complications in that surgery. And my parents almost lost me. I don't have a picture here. I wish I could show you this picture. But my parents almost lost me. And my mom frequently talks about the agony that she went through of thinking that she might be losing me. Also, I got to put my glasses on because my eyes are hurting looking at this computer screen. Also, when I was about 7 years old, I ran through a glass door. I don't like talking about it because it's very difficult, and I'm not going to talk much about it. It's probably not noticeable, but I have a scar that runs across my nose, down my cheek. And I remember my parents, after that happened, it actually happened at a birthday party. It wasn't even at our house. It happened at a birthday party. Can you imagine the surprise of a parent finding out that their son or daughter ran through a glass door at a party? It wasn't even your house. But anyway, I remember being driven to the hospital by the mother, who was she did a wonderful job. She kept her composure and everything. But the mother of the lady whose birthday I went to, age 8 again, we went to the hospital. My parents were right there. They didn't even have time. The lady didn't even have time to call the ambulance. It was that critical. I was losing blood like crazy. The blood was all over my face. And they actually called the ambulance, but decided that they didn't want to wait. They decided they better get me there because I was losing blood like crazy. Anyway, I got to the hospital. My parents were right there, and it was amazing. This is 40-some years ago. And I remember how composed and calm my parents were about it. They were always there, whether it was as a baby, almost losing me, or possibly even losing me when I went through that glass door. And I guess, I was so accident prone. I had other accidents after that. I remember when I was a teenager, almost driving off of the side of the hill on my Jeep because I was just making stupid teenage choices. Also had other problems as a teenager. My parents thought they lost me one time on another vehicle. I really actually wasn't injured or hurt at all. I was actually lost. But my parents went through so much with me. This is the least I could do is to help them out. And I'm able to, take them to the hospital or take them to doctor's appointments without expecting my mom to come up with money. They don't have that much money right now. They're just living off of Social Security. But I'm able to take them to doctor's appointments. I'm able to get away from my home and my business long enough to take them there. I take them to dinner every time. My mother tries to pay me all the time, and I just won't do it. Okay, I won't do it. But I love my parents, and I'm able to help them out because of this business. I'm able to take them to dinner. I take them to one of their favorite places is called Neaters, and it has phenomenal food. We love it, and I take them there frequently. I'm not rich yet, but I have so much more than what I used to have. Okay, you saw my income proof there just with one system, but I'm able to do it because of internet marketing. I still have my teaching job because I love teaching, but there's months that I actually make more money in my internet marketing than I do in my teaching. I'm able to dial back on my teaching, and I will dial back more and more. I'm probably not going to leave teaching because I do love teaching at the colleges that I teach at. But my passion has been teaching, and it's been internet marketing. I love this. So anyway, I didn't plan on going on that rant right now. Click the link over there. There's only, I haven't seen my stats yet, whether I've got 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 more spots left. I know that it's at least only 4 spots. So, but there's a bunch of people on this webinar right now. So you're going to want to click that link before others do. Do me a favor, guys. You need to help me out here. If you're on this webinar right now and you click that link for the $7 trial, please send me an email and let me know that you've joined and that you were on the webinar. I'm not offering this other places right now. I'm only offering it to the people that are on this Hangout. The 3 modules of training. Remember, the 3 modules of traffic training that I'm going to send you. The modules are going to be email marketing training. It's not this one. I mean, you've already got this. It's going to be another email marketing training. It's also going to be blog marketing training, and also video marketing training. Very powerful stuff, okay? But I'm only offering it to the last 4 people that click that link right now, and you have to join at the $7 level before midnight tonight, okay, Eastern time. Even if you decide not to do it, that's okay. Keep the training anyway. It's my gift for you to at least check it out and decide if it's for you or not. And those of you who are on my team, especially if you're on my team, take action and make a decision to do this consistently on a daily basis. You've got to make that leap, okay? I realize that you don't see the $5,000 a month or $10,000 a month right now, okay? But you have to move forward with faith in anything that you do in business, okay? Or virtually anything in life. Take that leap, okay? But make it consistent and market on a daily basis, okay? When you get into iPass, they'll show you exactly how to market. Don't worry about the marketing right now. If you're new to this stuff, take advantage of the marketing and do that on a daily basis. Learn as you go. Don't worry about being perfect right now. Heaven forbid I wasn't perfect. I still had 800 my first month, but I was consistent on a daily basis. I was very persistent and tenacious about it. There's no magic bullet here. Take action. click the link for iPass. It's somewhere on this page. It's either below in the description or over there on the right, depending on where you're seeing this. But click the link for iPass. Make it a great day. Bye.